지도부 안정은 국민이 참다운 나라의 주인이 되어야 한다는 역사를 드러난 자기들이었습니다. 이거 특히나 머릿속에 주먹을 들일 수밖에 없었던 이 사람의 뜻대로 명령들도 큰 정부에서 큰 정부에서
새로운 광명의 시대를 향하여 힘찬 정진을 계속합시다.
안내를 받아가면서 전두환 대통령 서울운동장 야구장에 막 입장을 했습니다. 몬스트라게 2구 찼습니다. 중석 뒤로 이동하고 있습니다. 중교수 넘어가냐 들어 홈런.
승대를 88대 75로 밀쳤습니다.
사랑이 가득 차 있는 아름다운 서울의 밤 싱그런 분리수처럼 구리지야 향기처럼 낭만이 여울지는 이곳 우리들의 서울.
When I came back in 1983 as a young diplomat to Korea, it was such a different place. Korea preparing to host the 1988 Seoul Olympics, and at the same time you had first the students, but then increasingly people saying we don't have to wait longer for democracy. It's time to move forward faster.
전두환 후보를 대통령 선거법 156조 제1항의 규정에 의하여 대통령 당선인으로 결정하였음을 선포하겠습니다.
백성을 주인으로 하는 것은 백성이 나라의 운명을 자기 판단대로 자기로 결정하도록 되어 있는 것입니다. 선거 자유를 보장하지 않는 정부, 이것은 백성을 주인으로 하는 정부가 아닙니다.
でその時金正日さんはやっぱり帰りたいと韓国にですね。ちょうどフィリピンの秋野さんの亡命した秋野さんがフィリピンに帰って空港で殺されたという事件がありましたので、だからみんな非常に心配してですね、しかし金正日さんの意志は固かったので。
For Kim Dae-jung, this was a different kind of send-off from Tokyo than the one he got in 1973. The VIP treatment of this day in marked contrast to the time he was beaten, drugged, and spirited off to Seoul.
My dream is under democratic system to guarantee our people freedom, justice, and human dignity.
He was still under essentially house arrest and under banned from political activities, as I recall. He more or less, received visitors at his home, and I, first met him as a political officer from the embassy. So I got to see him over those years a lot. There was a lot of interest from American members of Congress, members of the administration. So whenever we had visitors, we would go and call on Kim Dae-jung. He spoke English quite well, and he was very effective.
Continue to close door. Then it must meet our people's protest, and our people will not, support that source of public entity.
내년 2월 25일 본인의 임기 만료와 더불어 부임자에게 정부를 이양할 것을 천명하는 바입니다. 국론을 분열시키고 국력을 낭비하는 무모적인 개헌 논의를 지양할 것을 선언합니다.
Not happy that Korean democracy had taken such a giant and tragic step backwards. But the decision of the Reagan administration was to try to move slowly, to encourage slowly to move in a different direction. But there were other politicians in the United States, some Democrats and others, who said the U.S. should do more. So there was an active debate in the United States about U.S. policy on the issue of democratization.
어제 낮 12시쯤 서울 용산구 가롤동 치안본부 대공분실에서 조사를 받던 서울대학교 언어학과 21살 박종철 군이 갑자기 쓰러져 병원으로 옮기다가 숨졌습니다.
So it was kind of on the front page of the New York Times and Western newspapers every day. At that time, there were very few foreign journalists who lived in Korea, but they all came here. They were covering it. We at the embassy were covering it. You know, I said, we're kind of like journalists ourselves. Because again, remember, this is a time there were no cell phones, there was no internet. You know, we would go out to the demonstrations and kind of watch and talk to people, see what was going on. We'd find a payphone, we'd call back and say, oh, you know, this is happening at Myeongdong Cathedral, this is happening at Yonsei, the police have done this, people have... The pressure was building and building and building. And it culminated in June 1987 with the announcement by the candidate, No Tae-woo, that, okay, all right.
조속히 대통령 직선제 개헌을 하고 새 헌법에 의한 대통령 선거를 통해서 88년 2월 평화적인 정부이양을 실현하도록 해야 하겠습니다. 김대중 씨도 사면 복권 돼야 한다고 생각합니다.
It was a day I will never forget when that happened, and then, you know, we moved pretty quickly from within a matter of a few months of people in the streets, I mean, with just tear gas everywhere, to I was going to the political rallies, you know, of the major candidates. It was quite a year, and it was a tipping point for Korean democracy, which clearly, like every democracy, is still a work in progress, but it was a tipping point, and it's something I'll never forget.
국민이 참다운 나라의 주인이 되어야 한다면 역사를 대란 자기들이었습니다. 그저 그때야 머릿속에 주먹을 들일 수밖에 없었던 이 사람의 속에서 명령들도 큰 정부적으로 큰 정부적으로
金大中さんはその民主主義の最初の種をまいてるわけだからですね。でそれはみんなが努力して育てていくというふうにしなきゃならないもんですし、韓国はやっぱり民主主義の革命は後退することなく前進しているということはですね、やっぱり韓国の変革は民主主義革命は一番立派だと思いますよ。終わってからなおかつ維持してですね、後退もしてない 前進していると、次々に前進してきたということで立派だと思います。それは国民の努力でしょうね。私はそう思ってますよ。